Hey folks, so today we are taking a look at a game that I've really been looking forward to, asking for Trobils. This 2 to 7 player game with a 60-minute playtime was released via Kickstarter 4 years ago and had its first print run for general release 3 years ago. And it had a limited second print run in time for Essen last year, to which they sold out pretty quickly. It has now had a major print run and is now readily available over here, so now that we have our hands on it, does it live up to our high hopes? Before we begin, please be aware that this is not a full review / playthrough, but rather my first impressions and a chance for you guys to see aspects such as component quality before handing over your hard-earned cash. If you would like to see a full review, then I'll put a couple in the description box below. So, right off the bat, we can see that this game has some absolutely gorgeous artwork, and proudly displays the Dice Tower Seal of Excellence in the corner. Flipping the box over, we can see a lovely picture of the game board, various components, and some more of that characterful artwork that is all over this beautiful game. Right, let's break that seal. What's under the hood then? So immediately we are greeted by this bright, colourful but not too lengthy rulebook, which is very nicely spaced and presented, with clear, concise descriptions and examples. Next we are confronted with sheets of cartoony components. Maybe a little hard to see on camera, but these are good quality cardboard components with a nice glossy finish. These aren't something that will bend and break after a game or two. As you can see, you get 2 individual sheets of what I assume are counters. Okay, so this is interesting. Some kind of spaceship tile or something? Oh, it's double-sided. Oh, that's some nice artwork. Again, you can really feel the quality of the components. I can't praise Breaking Games enough for their choice of material. So we have another 1, 2, 3, 4 sets of sheets like this, and oh, okay, this is interesting. Some kind of weird pie shape. Let's just... yeah, there we go. Oh wow, look at that. Oh, this is gorgeous. Would you just look at that board? It's a bit like a big old pizza. You don't really see game boards like this very often. Oh, look at how clearly the information is laid out on it. I don't know what a damn thing means yet, but I'm sure that I'll be grateful once I start learning the rules. Next up, we have a deck of cards. Haha, a nice nod to both Star Wars and the end credits of Buffy the Vampire Slayer there. Okay, let's quickly open these. So I don't want to spoil too much here, so I just want to give you a quick look at some of the artwork. So I'm going to flip through fairly quickly. These aliens. I'm guessing these are the titular Trobils? Oh, these are pretty cute, I like these. We won't look at any more, I don't want to spoil too much for you guys. Right, so what have we here then? So we have some of these odd cut gems that I've been seeing in board games of late. I mean, no complaints from me, I prefer them to plain old boring cubes. Okay, we'll just pop these back in the box. So what about these then? Oh, these are the little plastic ships. I guess I was wrong about the tiles then. We have a traditional flying saucer. Next up we have an homage to Star Trek. and it looks like Futurama spaceship, the Planet Express. Dum 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 dum. And this one looks like Serenity by the looks of it. You can't take the skies from me. And these look gorgeous. I really like them. This one looks to me like a Slave One homage from Star Wars. Anyway, enough of my messing around. That's everything in the box, so let's go play this and I'll get back to you with what my thoughts are. So I just noticed as I was sorting everything out to set up the game that the sides of the box have jokes on them. Before we start, I've had a quick look at the rules, so I'll quickly explain what the aim of the game is, so hopefully while I'm chatting away you'll understand a bit more about what's going on. So the story is that an invasive alien pest species known as the Trobils has somehow gotten onto the Paradise Planet, and you and the other players have been employed as exterminators to catch these little critters and dispose of them the only way anyone knows how. Hurling them into the goddamn sun! You do this by gathering resources, traps, super traps and colourful characters to help work through a deck of Trobils. Shuffled into the same deck are 3 city cards that once revealed close off a Trobil spawning point, representing you clearing a city, and act as both endgame victory point modifiers, and when all 3 are revealed, they end the game. Let's have a look at how the game looks at the end, and I'll explain a few thoughts as I go along. I don't know much, but I love this game, and that may be all you need to know. So, one of my big things with board games is how well balanced they are. After all, it's no fun, in my opinion anyway, if someone is a runaway winner. You either feel like you've never had a chance, or you feel like you're stomping all over the other players. So how did our first game end? So I scored 5 Trobils, a 12 and a 10, another 10, an 11 and a 9, for a total of, quick maths, 52. Okay, so let's have a look at how my beautiful assistant did. So Deb scored 8 Trobils, a 7, a 5, a 4, an 8, a 10, a 9, a 3 and a 6, for a total of also 52. So we scored bang on exactly the same. So neither of us got any bonus points from the planets, so we were tied. So in that case we defer to whoever had the most Trobils, meaning that Deb's won. So I'll wrap up my thoughts on this game while I show you the components and upgrades and the like. So as I previously said, I was looking forward to this game, but it was nothing like what I thought it would be, but in a good way. This game is packed with charm, it's filled to the brim with nerdy references, a strong sense of humour and absolutely gorgeous art. The gameplay is fast and fun worker placement, which if I'm honest would normally put me off a little bit, but this game does it so beautifully. It's extremely fair and you're never locked out of any of the options like other worker placement games I enjoy, Lords of Waterdeep being a prime example. Because you can bump another player off the spot, which means they don't have to waste an action getting their ship back, whilst also allowing you to do the action of that spot. While we're talking about that mechanic, each turn is so fast as you either play a ship and do the associated action, or recall all of your ships. So bumping another player means that they get to delay doing that action for another turn. The ship upgrade system is fun, but not essential to winning. Debs cleverly took advantage of the 2-player variant rule that states that when you're bumped, you get a resource from certain spots, meaning that while I was upgrading my ship, she swooped into the spot that I wanted, meaning that I would have to bump her and she would get a resource without having to waste time upgrading. Sorry, I'm waffling away about clever tactics without saying what upgrades actually do. So you can pay a couple of credits and upgrade your ship so that when you visit a spot, you can get additional resources. So you could upgrade your ship twice, assigning both upgrades to the same spot. Visit, say, the Comet, and collect 2 resources generated by your ship upgrades, and then 2 crystals from the Comet itself. The game even states that you get upgrade resources before the action of the spot. So you could go to the moon to get space slugs, yes, that is an actual thing, getting 2 crystals off of your upgrade, and then use those crystals to get even more slugs. Apparently them slugs love the crystals. Who knew? I'll quickly mention the hint of spice that is the Riffraff deck. As one of your actions, you can visit Smashed Rock to get a couple of credits and pick up a riffraff card. These cards represent people that want to work with you and include a host of colourful characters like pirates, bounty hunters, courtesans, traders, travellers and more. These will all help you in some way, whether plundering resources from your opponent when they visit a space, or rewarding you just for dropping them off on a planet, and so on. I don't know if they're necessary to win, I don't think so, but they add humour and fun to an otherwise necessary but otherwise boring go here and get credits mechanic. Overall, I am incredibly smitten with this game. Its looks, its charm, its incredibly fast and fun gameplay mean that this game has secured a spot in my collection. It's easy to teach, and its fun theme means that you can teach to youngsters or people that don't normally board game very easily. For those that are good at board games, this has a lot of charm and enough depth to entertain, but can also be played in a very reasonable time, so you could easily play this and another game or two in an evening's gaming. If I had any criticisms, it would be that 1, the game doesn't come with enough baggies. This always annoys me when manufacturers make a game with a bunch of bits but don't supply enough baggies. You know we need to keep the bits separate, just spend the extra 10 pence throwing in an extra 6 bags. And number 2, the cards are pretty thin. This can be solved by sleeving them, but I actually bent one sleeving it. I will say that the card was sturdy enough to bend and not create a crease, but I have sleeved mine to be on the safe side. There's only about 60 cards or so a couple of packets of green sized FFG sleeves will solve that issue entirely. Overall, however, these are very minor quibbles to an otherwise perfect game. So with everything taken into account, and with the Harlequins price of £40, it means that I cannot recommend this game highly enough. It is so fun, you will not regret the decision to buy it. Anyway, that's all for now folks. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it at least gave you a brief insight into what you might be purchasing. If you did like the video, please like, share and subscribe, and ring that little bell so that you get any notifications from us in the future. Ta-ra for now folks.